Hi guys, I am here with a true story for you. Miracles Do Happen book. This one is called In the Zone by Zach Default. So let's read it and see what it's about tonight. It's going to be our last video and story for tonight. You're going to be at the big game tonight to witness my touchdown, right? I asked my history teacher. I regretted my arrogance almost as soon as I spoke. I was a high school senior, and tonight was the first game we would play at our school's new field. I'll be there, but I can only stay for the first few minutes, he said. Then I guess I'll have to make that touchdown on the first play, I quipped. Why am I talking so big? Who do I think I am? Truth is, I was nervous. Tonight's game was just a part of it. Here I was at the start of my final year, and I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. I loved football, but who knew if I could play in college or if I would go to college? I didn't have a sense of direction. Who was I to exclude evidence? I think I was special. I felt like a kid still. Tonight's game was a huge deal. Our team had spent the summer working together to tear up the old field and put in a new one. We all helped break up concrete and lay gravel before we put down the artificial turf. We were so proud of the new field. We called it the Guddio. That was a no-brainer. We named it after Grandpa. He was a long-time educator in my hometown, the principal of several schools and an athletic director. He was the type of guy who looked out for the kids nobody else noticed. He made sure they stayed out of trouble and felt good about themselves. He was my rock. Actually, I called him my Yoda because he watched so many science fiction movies and he gave me so much wise advice. I remember all those afternoons leaning on his shoulder, the feel of his cashmere sweater on my cheek. I felt safe by his side, strong. I was a rambunctious kid who had a hard time fitting in. Not with Grandpa, though. You are special, he would tell me with a smile. You're going to do something great with your life, or with my journey, as he would call it. One summer we built a stone pathway together at his beach house. Actually, he got me set up and then I built it. Stone by stone, step by step. Grandpa worked at the other side of the yard, and every once in a while he would come and check my work. The rocks were heavy, and I didn't think I could lift them on my own. You can do it, Zach, said Grandpa. Keep going. He would give me advice as I pushed each stone into place, as I dug in the dirt around it and got it secure. That project took forever. Pressure makes diamonds, Grandpa told me. He was the one who taught me how to work hard, how to persevere. He would know. He was born to Italian immigrants and worked hard his whole life. When he was told he was too small to play football, he went out for it anyway, and he ended up as an All-American in college. He was tough, but more than that, he was kind. Grandpa would notice when I was sitting off by myself. He would pull me over to his side. Come sit by me. Just watch and observe, Zach. Pay attention. That will keep you out of trouble. I felt lost without him. Grandpa had died unexpectedly 8 months earlier. We were at the beach house, and I had gone out to lunch with Grandma. Grandpa stayed back to do yard work. Then he had a heart attack, no warning. I was devastated, everyone was. The new field was a way to commemorate Grandpa, not just for me, but for the whole community. Mine is a football family. Dad was the coach. My younger brother Jake was the ball boy. Mom organized everything, and all my grandparents kept stats and offered support. Grandpa never missed a game. We all wanted to win tonight in his honor. More than that, I wanted to do something special, something spectacular. I was in a rut, and I needed something to pull me out. Grandpa always believed in me, but how can I believe in myself without him to guide me? I remembered Grandpa's words. See the plays you're going to make. Visualize. I tried to watch myself cross into the end zone. In the locker room that night, Dad gave a powerful speech. The air buzzed with energy. We huddled and said a prayer as we always did. I sent a few words up to Grandpa. How would I play a game without him there? Without him supporting me from the stands? I miss you, Grandpa. I need to know you're still with me. Can you send me a sign? When we hit the field, the lights were bright and the crowd roared. I turned to my buddy Don. Let me take this one, I said. I don't know where I got the confidence, but Don nodded. It was the opening kickoff. I saw the ball spiral toward me. I leaped up to receive it. I dropped it into my hands with ease. Now came the hard part. Getting down the field for a split second, I held ground and waited for the tackle. I looked up and saw a huge player rush towards me. I darted to the right, then spun left. Usually I'm not so graceful. Next I saw a swarm heading toward me, and in their center a small hole. Can I make it through? I turned up the heat and sped through the wedge. No tackles yet. No one was near me. I kept going. I'd never run so fast in my life. I was at the 20-yard line, and then to the 10. I kept waiting for the tackle, or at least an outstretched arm to bring me down, but none came. I was at the 5-yard line, staring into the end zone, when I saw him. Grandpa, Giotto. He stood just beyond the goal line, looking right into my eyes. He was wearing the usual, his cashmere sweater and jeans. He looked exactly as he always had, real. Then Grandpa smiled. My heart burst as I collapsed into the end zone. Tears streamed down my face, but I didn't care. I looked to my left, and there was Dad. He was crying too. I watched him turn to Isaac, our offensive coordinator. My dad's a big guy, but Isaac picked him up in a bear hug. I glanced to the stands. Everyone was on their feet, and I saw that I wasn't the only one crying. I looked back to the end zone. Tears blurred my vision. I couldn't make out Grandpa, but I knew he was still with me. I could feel it. That was for Giotto, I heard Dad shout from the sidelines, and in the next moment I felt my teammates surround me. I took one knee and said a prayer. Suddenly stress lifted. Grandpa was okay. He was with me. My journey didn't get easy after that. I still had all the stress and worry of what to do after high school, but the grief in my heart lessened. While Grandpa never appeared to me again, as he had that day on the field, his voice echoed in my mind. Don't turn back. You're special, Zach. Keep going.